There's one factor in your life that can predict, that is, how long you live, and it actually might surprise you.
It's your friends and relationships. Psychologist Dr. Saunders reveals why your connections have such a big impact. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
I am well. Hello, friends. Happy Thursday. And this is a topic I actually love to talk about, is longevity and the things that we can do, the psychological behaviors that we can do to increase our longevity.
I like how we're talking about psychological factors that we can do, because, you know, so much of the time when we hear the word longevity, it's the focus on exercise and food, which obviously that comes into play. But we're kind of forgetting about psychologically what we should be doing, right? The mental health is like such a huge component too in that mix.
Right. We're talking about things that we actually have control over, right? There's some things we don't have control over. Genetics we don't have control over, but these are things that we have control over. And the number one factor in some longitudinal research, which means research done over decades, the number one factor in longevity is social connections.
Let me ask you a question. Is it better to have 3 really close friends or 50 acquaintances?
Good question.
I don't know that it matters as long as you spend time with them, right? Because when I work with teens and young adults, I ask about friends, and I always say, you know, are they real? Like, as in, do you actually get together with them, or do you just see them online? It really has to do with the quality of the relationships and the actual connection. So you can have a best friend that you only see once a year, or you can have acquaintances that you meet for lunch occasionally, and, you know, or meet for coffee. It really has to do with the quality and also the connection and how often you're doing these things, because there's actual changes in your health, in your physiological health, through social connections.
All right, so here's a question piggybacking off of Scott's. You know, we have a best friend who we talk to maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and every time we talk to them, it's like we you know, pick up right where we left off.
Right,
And, you know, maybe updating them on our life and everything we're going through, and that like fills our cup in that moment. But is that bad that we're not talking to them on a regular basis?
This is not a good or bad thing.
Okay.
So that's a beautiful thing, that sense of connection, that the depth of that connection, the quality of that connection. However, what I want someone to do is also add in some people that they have better access to on a regular basis, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So we associate that belongingness and that security with that kind of core need, right? In Maslow's hierarchy, security is a core need. And for the most part, you know, these connections and these interactions, they motivate us and they create positive brain pathways. So the more we actually do things, and it doesn't have to be really deep, meaningful things. It could be going for a walk with someone. Again, that's also then connecting in a positive health behavior. You know, you're more likely to follow through on your own health issues because you have friends that ask about you. How's your knee? How's your heart? How's your arm? When people ask about those things, it says, you know what, I really do need to go to the doctor and follow up, right? So it's all the nuances and those social connections that really lead to your longevity.
You know, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but we're going to bring it up again. It's so important for our seniors to get out, go to a library, go to a mall, call a friend, make sure that you're not sitting in that house by yourself.
The best way to have a friend is to be a friend, right? It does take effort. I encourage people not to just sit back and wait and hope that someone calls them, to actually do something. Send a text message, send a funny meme, to reach out to someone, you know, offer to have a coffee or tea or lunch with them, go to the library. Even going to the library means that you're saying hello to people, you're interacting with people.
Yeah.
So doing things that create this sense of belongingness outside of yourself.
And before we go, can you just explain how impactful a social reward is and what that is?
Right, it really creates pathways in the brain. All of those social rewards, again, offering a kindness, someone smiling at you, someone laughing at something funny that you said, all of those things create neural connections and make you feel better about yourself. It releases, you know, neurotransmitters in the brain that make you feel better. So there's actual physiological benefits to social connections.
It takes more of an effort to frown. So moral of the story, be kind.
We're smiling at you, Doc.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
All right.
Got to be kind so we can want to make those social connections with more people in the world. We all need that. Absolutely.